Greetings YouTube, I'm Evening, and I'm here to tell you about games you've probably never heard about. Today, I want to ask and answer a simple question. Should you play Area 51? Let's begin with what even is Area 51. Released back in 2005 by Midway, who you might know as the company behind Mrs. Pac-Man, Stranglehold, Psyops, The Mind Game Conspiracy, and of course, Happy Feet. It was developed by Inevitable Entertainment, who, a couple years prior, made The Hobbit, and then went on to create an Area 51 sequel. The game was released for PC, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. A GameCube port was planned, but ultimately cancelled. The game was received favorably well, and performed well enough to even get a sequel. And most importantly, the game features an alien named Edgar, who is voiced by Marilyn Manson of all people. Wild. The game has one big issue. It's not really available to buy anywhere. It's a weird case. Technically, the game is free, thanks to the US Air Force, as it became freeware hosted on their site, together with The Suffering and Rise and Fall. The history that follows the freeware is quite interesting. Project Dreamland came later, a project that decompiled the game and added a launcher that, for the time, fixed the game and made it work on modern systems. Sadly, systems kept getting more modern, so then came the Preservation Project, a newer attempt at making the game work on modern systems. You just gotta follow this simple guide and you can play the game. Now there's also another option, my personal preferred way, the Rohan Kar repack way. Essentially, it's the Preservation Project, but everything's already fixed and done. All you need to do is unzip and you can launch the game. The best, zero-hassle way to play the game. The Preservation Project features bug fixes, improved FOV and widescreen, better performance and reduced stutter, and even features the restored multiplayer mode, which is not something I looked into too deeply, as you probably need friends to enjoy that. Personally, I didn't have a single issue my whole session, so hopefully you would not encounter any as well. The plot is exactly what you'd expect from a game called Area 51. You are Ethan Cole, voiced by the amazing David Duchovny, a soldier who is part of a special forces unit sent into the underground facilities of Area 51 to deal with an alien threat. The alien threat consists of a disease that turns humans into almost zombie-esque beasts. You and your squad go deep into the facilities to fix the mess. Of course, it doesn't take long for everyone except you to get wiped out, you getting infected with the alien zombie virus, but with the power of being the main protagonist, you become able to control it. Now, not only do you have your mission, but you're also driven by revenge. Fun. Let's get into the visuals. It is a bit of a generic grey 2005 game. It isn't on the level of the 7th generation Browns, but particularly because it does take place in a government facility, the dominant color is very much grey. It does, however, feature a lot of accented colors, mostly green, and some later areas in the game are very nice looking. All in all, the game looks clean, and the corporate feeling of the areas did remind me a lot of here, which is a plus. There are some areas, here and there, where lighting really stands out, but for the most part, it's a very plainly lit game. The very sterile lighting sometimes really betrays the game's textures, giving it a very unpolished look. Whenever you are in motion, and don't pay attention to it, the game looks acceptable, sometimes even nice. It's when you stop and try to look at it that it just kinda feels lifeless. The hazmat armor worn by your fellow soldiers reminds me a lot of the Doom-free Quake 4 military armor that was worn there. Probably one of the most sci-fi looking parts of the game. The highlight though, without a doubt, are the aliens. They look very good. They fit quite well for the role of the zombie alien enemy. The designs are actually terrifying. They did remind me of the little aliens from Aliens in the Attic though. The guns have a very standard look and feel to them, exactly what you'd expect government agents to have. Even the only real alien weapons we have fit the vibe of your other standard weapons, with their shiny grey exterior. Of course, we also get some amazing pre-rendered cutscenes made by the geniuses at Blur Studio. They are a delight to look at. Now, while the visuals of the guns may be nothing to talk about, their audio is great. The weapons feel meaty, even the simple pistol sounds like it packs a punch. Particularly the shotgun really does feel like you are walking with some heavy weaponry. The highlights are without a doubt the alien blaster that has this nice plasma gun sound. On the other hand, the projectiles you can unleash in your alien form sound like you are unleashing hell itself upon your enemies. Which is exactly what I'd hope all my weapons do. Now for a game that boasts itself with having worked with Marilyn Manson, you'd expect the music to slap. Well, I think there was music. It's the most forgettable generic FPS music. It does prominently feature some more sci-fi-ish sounds to fit the vibe, but it's not memorable whatsoever. It does its job well, it helps keep the fights hype, and that's all you could ever ask of background music. The game has miraculously managed to escape the dreaded 2-weapon limit, and at all times, Cole can carry his whole arsenal, which consists of the standard lineup: pistol, assault rifle, shotgun, sniper, a wacky weapon, and a BFG type of kill everything in sight firearm. The wacky weapon in this case is the BBG, that really trivializes an already not difficult game. It's a burst weapon that has infinite ammo, it just needs some time to recharge. It can bounce from wall to wall, and you can even turn on a guiding laser. The moment you get this weapon, using other weapons begins to feel kinda pointless, is what I would say if an amazing mechanic didn't exist. Meet dual wielding. Your assault rifle and shotgun can be dual wielded if you manage to find another copy lying on the ground. And let me tell you, no matter how OP an alien weapon might be, it's never gonna be more enticing than running in with 2 sparse 12s and blasting the place. The dual wielding also adds an almost resource management to the game. You can only dual wield until your current magazine runs out. Then, back to the sad little single gun. As such, you're almost put in a situation where you have to decide, do you use your temporary double firepower buff now, or wait until you get into a fight where the extra power is more needed? Another extra mechanic in the game is your ability to scan. You can scan enemies, dead bodies of your colleagues to learn their names, documents and files laying around, and then later, once you're, done with the game, you can delve deep into all the extra reading you get from all your hard work. At all times, you are also able to, with a click of a button, throw out some grenades. There are 2 types, your typical ones and the alien grenades that also do some sucking before they explode. In the whole game, I was able to find a single blueprint, which, after scanning, upgraded my alien grenades. So not sure why the grenades in particular get this treatment. Might have been a scrapped feature, and this is the only remnant of it. Enemy encounters consist of mostly 2 types. You either fight a squad of 2 or 3 enemies while traversing the map, or you gotta kill big groups of enemies rushing you, as your goal is defending your position. The enemies themselves consist of 2 main groups: humans infected with the alien disease, who now either rush you to get into the melee range, or pepper you with not the most accurate assault rifle bullets, or the other group, who are an even more special squad of Area 51 personnel that use all the same guns you have, and they do pose quite a threat. Whenever you have to deal with them at both close and long range, it's a challenge. Now, to come back to the alien disease, let's talk about your powers. After getting infected, you gain the ability to transform into a mutant. Most of the time, transforming got me killed, as it takes a long time to transform, and bullets are an easy way to stop you. So plan your transformations. Then, as long as your yellow bar, on top of the health, has juice remaining, you can stay in this new powered state. You can either melee the enemies to regain some of the yellow juice, or find energy packs, or bizarrely, you can just suck the juice out of special alien corpses. Your alternative fire in the mutant form releases a powerful projectile, which also consumes the energy. I do appreciate how this transformation isn't an automatic win button, but just another tool in your arsenal that, if used wrongly, will just result in your death. I say that, but the transformation does turn every boss fight into the easiest part of the game. There's nothing more to really talk about in terms of the story. Occasionally, dead bodies get possessed in front of you to drop some exposition, you meet a weird scientist, and a brotherhood of bald scientists. And in the end, you go and kill some of the most famous and iconic aliens, the Greys. The story is there just as a way to bring you from room to room, from set piece to set piece, make you point your finger at your screen as you see a conspiracy theory being shown to be true, and nothing more. It's just a way to put you in situations where you can shoot some baddies. That's it. So, to answer the question, should you play Area 51? Yes. Yes, you should. It's quite a short, around 5-ish hours, but a very fun game. If you crave some simple, mindless FPS action, this is the game for you. If you ever wanted to dual-wield shotguns and use them to blast faces of Greys, don't wait. Go and play this short little game. See you next time. I've been Evening, and this has been Area 51.